Mazda, Toyota. Looks like someone got separated at birth. What are you doing here? You don't live here. Get out of here. I'm gonna call the dog pound on you. So now we got a dog and a cat. Are you the ones who've been peeing on my wheels? Why don't you guys go home? You don't live here. Get lost. Shoot. Say bye, YouTube. Say goodbye, YouTube. At first glance, you might think we're looking at clones, but I think it has more to do with the red paint than anything else. We're at our secret garage. Let's see what we're driving this week. A 2017 Toyota 86, which used to be sold as the Scion FRS, but Scion no longer exists, so now Toyota sells this car. If you're not a big fan of Toyota, you can also buy this car at the Subaru dealership. Subaru did most of the engineering on this vehicle to begin with. It's called the BRZ. I don't know what's up with the number system. It used to be cars had names like Camry, Camaro, then they went to letters like BRZ, FRS. I guess they ran out of letters and names because now they're calling it the 86. Why not just call it the FRS? Oh well, their decision, not mine. This is a sharp-looking car though, especially in red. In addition to the slick Toyota 86, we also got this Mazda MX-5 Miata, which was previously sold as a soft-top convertible only. This year, they also have a hard roof. A retractable hard roof, by the way. Gives you the best of both worlds, a hard roof or convertible driving. We'll have a link for this Mazda test at the end of the Toyota video. The cost of the 86 is certainly reasonable, starting at $27,000 for the 6-speed manual version. Even loaded up with everything, it's rare to go over $30,000. There aren't too many factory options on this car. It's pretty well equipped as the base vehicle. This engine is a Subaru design, putting out 200 horsepower with the 6-speed automatic or 205 horsepower with the 6-speed manual that we have. Fuel economy is rated at 21 in the city, 28 on the highway with an average of 24. I've been driving this for a week, averaging around 26 in BG. This is a horizontally opposed 4-cylinder. The best way to describe it is the pistons move sideways rather than up. The advantage of a design like this is it puts out plenty of torque in the mid-range, around 2,000 to 5,000 RPM, and pulls like a tractor. This engine has the ability to rev up to 7,300 RPM. It's not really happy doing so. The sweet spot is between 2,000 and 5,000 RPM. This brings up the issue, what transmission should you get? Now, to be honest, the 6-speed manual car is about a second quicker than the automatic at 0 to 60. That's because it jumps off the line a lot quicker if you dump the clutch. I've driven both the manual transmission and automatic transmission versions in this car, and I can tell you that over 10 miles per hour, the automatic gearbox works just fine, and this engine pulls so good at low RPM it's happier with the automatic. But, as always, the choice is yours. I could take either transmission and be happy. If you watch my videos, you know one of the first things we do before we go out on a test drive is evaluate the headlights. So let's do that right now. It's dark enough, so let's take these headlights out and see how they perform. Here we have the low beams on the building 100 feet away. Bright light, rides rather low. High beams, plenty of light. Here we have the high beams on the building 300 feet away. Plenty of light, really reaches out there. Low beams, just barely. Before we go on a drive, let's look at the cabin, which is pretty simple. We get a nice gauge cluster. One of the best climate control systems around, 3 knobs. Can't get any better than that. A decent sized glove box. I was rather surprised to see that satellite radio is an option. Come on guys, it should be standard, but I'll have to live with AM/FM for the time being. A cost-cutting measure, a console with no lid, just cup holders. I'm sure that saved a few bucks, but come on. We should get a console with a lid, I think. But we don't. It's nice to have a sports car with rear seats, but if you're going to fit people back here, you're going to have to cut their legs off. Chipmunks and poodles only, folks. The trunk is a decent size for a small sports car. And we actually do get a real spare tire. Thank you, Toyota. Since I've been driving this car for a whole week, I already know it rides very comfortably and has a very nice suspension. But let's do the speed bump test anyway, since we're already here. Bump number 1, 25 miles per hour. Bump number 2, pretty smooth. Number 3, and the big nasty one. Didn't feel a thing. The Toyota 86 is a nice highway cruiser. Low wind noise, very comfortable. A bit more than the Subaru BRZ version, which is a bit stiffer in the suspension department. This is a very smooth engine at highway speeds too. We're doing around 3,400 RPM at 75 miles per hour. We'll be checking the fuel economy at the end of this trip. Time for a pit stop to get some gas and check the highway fuel economy, which came to 34.4 mpg. Not bad. And before you ask, yes, it does require premium fuel. The Toyota 86 was designed for twisty roads like this. The power steering on this vehicle is quick and responsive, and the brake performance is excellent. A nice firm, responsive pedal feel too. Love that traction control. Even bright red sports cars get dirty. So in the car wash we go. This Toyota 86 is a great sports car and definitely worth the money. Coming up next is the Mazda MX-5 Miata test.